Hello, mirrors. So today I just wanted to do a really quick, well, I don't want to say it's quick, but a general reading for the collective, whoever decides to watch this video. I know general readings don't typically get a ton of people watching, but even if it helps one or two of you, I'm specifically focused on a positive message for people having a hard time. I know I am right now, so we'll see what the universe has to say. I don't really want to go into too many of my introductions. I do want to quickly mention that my channel is based off of law of attraction. So these readings are meant to empower you. They're meant to help you seek clarity so you can shift your mind, so you can create the reality that you want. It's not meant to be negative or kind of seal your fate to a certain outcome, okay? But without further ado, I just wanted to get some messages from the universe, specifically if you are having a bad day, okay? Having a tough time. It doesn't even have to be a bad day. It could be a bad month, a bad week, a bad year. Goodness gracious, you know, we've all been through that. Oops, sorry. I have a new angle and it's kind of awkward. I don't think I'm going to keep this angle, but I thought for this video it'd work pretty good. Okay, I don't want to take 3 cards. It's one thing if a couple of them fall, but 3, we're just going to draw here. We have the 5 of Cups in the reverse. The Fool. And the Page of Coins in the reverse. Both of these have Tyrion on them. These are the Game of Thrones cards, by the way. So 5 of Cups in the reverse. I think the lesson with the 5 of Cups, and if you know tarot, you do know this. This should be something that is known to you. If you know too much about tarot, let's take a look at this card. So I believe this is Circe in this, but as you can see, by the way, forgive my nails. They are naked right now. As you can see, there's these 3 of Cups that are spilt over and then the 2 of Cups behind. So, and of course, 2 of Cups is like an integration. It is oftentimes about partnership. It is also about coming together, about polarities, joining forces. So with the 5 of Cups in the reverse, the message I'm getting is that no matter what is going on in your life, there is a deep need to focus on what you already have. Stop focusing on what has spilt over. You may already be doing this. With it in the reverse, I do want to kind of get a clarification to see particularly why this is in the reverse. But to me, in this case, it really feels like it's an even more important message to look at these 2 of Cups versus focusing on the spilt 3 of Cups, or 3 cups right there. Focusing on what you do have. But let's go ahead and get a clarification card. Temperance in the reverse. Yeah, it could be that you're a little bit impatient for all of your cups, for your emotional fulfillment, for feeling like maybe you're waiting for somebody to come into your life, or you're waiting for a love, you're waiting for happiness is really more than anything, and you're very impatient about this happiness. And with the Fool and the Page of Coins in the reverse, I'm really getting this feeling of waking up every day like it's a new day, seeing things from a higher perspective of innocence, of excitement, of joy. If you're too focused on these cups that have spilt over, if you're too focused on what you don't have, or what you've lost, or what you may have perceived to have lost, and you're really impatient waiting for this to come in, it's going to be hard to get up every day and to start your new journey for that day. Every day is a new day. Like, seriously, I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but it really is on an energetic, spiritual level. Every day is a new day. You may not be seeing it that way. By the way, I have my gecko and she's going to come up here. She just started to crawl off of me. So you may see her a little bit. Actually, there's fire on the table. That makes me nervous. I'm going to blow this out. I don't want my baby to get burnt. Okay, so that was funny. So anyway, so with the Page of Coins in the reverse, you might not be able to appreciate the newness and the innocence that is expected of the Fool. It may be like you're getting really tired of the same old, manifesting the same old, coming up with the same sorts of situations. I'm going to get a clarifier too for the Page of Coins in the reverse, and might as well get a clarifier for the Fool. This is for the Fool. The Ace of Wands in the reverse. Okay, let's get a clarifier for the Page of Coins in the reverse. Oh, the Two of Cups in the reverse. Wow, I was talking about that Two of Cups right there. For a lot of us, sorry, didn't mean to hit that. So for a lot of you guys, you may be going through a situation where you're not, like a romantic situation, where you're getting F-boy, F-girl energy and you're not getting this fulfillment that you want. And I say that because temperance is often a waiting time for something to come into fruition. Of course, we have the Five of Cups, the Page of Coins in reverse, which could be like waiting for this relationship to happen. That's not happening. Hey, baby, stop that. Waiting for a relationship to take off the ground, and it hasn't happened. And then with Ace of Wands, that can often just be somebody wanting you for just adult fun, I should say. If this isn't the case, this is talking about you needing to, well, and I don't want to say this isn't the case. I think regardless if that is the case for you or not, I think the Ace of Wands in the reverse here, along with the Fool, is really talking about how it can be difficult to get up each day and to see things from a new, bright perspective if you aren't motivated. You know, you don't have a reason to get up. You don't have anything to really push you on a spiritual level, which this may be what a lot of you guys are dealing with. With Two of Cups in the reverse, this doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a friendship, a partnership. But I think more importantly, it could be your higher self, okay? It's hard for you to get started because you're conflicted. You have multiple things going on in your life. Oh my gosh, my gecko is being insane. Baby, come on. She was just on my shoulder and I was kind of like cool with it. And then now she's crawling all over my cards. Yeah, I'm going to get a romance angel card for those of us that may be going through like a romantic type situation. Just two of them. But yeah, your higher self and your lower earthly self might be conflicted, okay? You might be wanting one thing and wanting another, and those two things are manifesting confusing results. Okay, it's time to get very clear about what you want, but I think all these oracle cards are going to help us kind of figure out what that is. Worth waiting for and trust. Wow, guys. So whether or not you are in a romantic relationship, I did pull these because we have so much like love type of stuff coming out. Trust that this connection is worth waiting for is what I'm hearing. If you truly feel that. If you don't feel that, you know, cut your losses and move on, because you can manifest whatever you want. But for those of you that are looking for a sign, we do have like very difficult love energy here, of course, with the Two of Cups, Five of Cups, Temperance, all in the reverse. This is saying that if you do have trust because you are manifesting this, then it'll be worth waiting for. Now, if you're not dealing with a love situation and this is just your life, there is a type of trust that the universe is asking you to have. The situation is calling for you to have faith, and faith happens when we don't see the evidence yet, which is all what law of attraction is completely about. It's about trusting as much as you can in that manifestation. And you have to wait for a manifestation. I mean, most of the time. Sometimes you do get it instantly. I've gotten some instant manifestations, but the big ones, if we're talking about love, career, big life changes where we're having to shift a lot of our beliefs, it does take trust and it does take waiting. And this is also very feminine energy, which with the temperance and the reverse, it's very much the opposite of these. So is the Five of Cups. It's like, you're doing this, or you may be if you're listening to this, but the universe is saying trust. What you want is worth waiting for. Look at the bigger picture, okay? See things from a long-term standpoint. See, don't just react emotionally. Sometimes we tend to do that because she wants to get back on me. Sometimes we tend to do that because it's very... By the way, guys, her name's Pineapple, and she is amazing. If you want a simple animal to take care of that's really cute and sweet and loving, get a leopard gecko. I absolutely love her. I have a ton of them, but anyway. Yeah, guys, look at the bigger picture. Don't just think emotionally. Don't just react. If somebody, for example, this is just an example, has cheated on you, you may or may not know what they went through in childhood. You may not understand their past wounds and why you are a vibrational match for that reaction, for that version of that person. There are so many things that go into it, and it doesn't mean that they don't love you, or, whatever inference you want to make from that. That's just an example. You want to see things like you're zooming out on a picture. You're seeing less detail and more of how the things interconnect and come together in a big picture. It's really important for you. We all are one. That's really funny. I'm putting this over this Two of Cups. So this Two of Cups in the reverse, let me tell you, whether this is you coming into alignment with your higher self and or you coming into alignment with a partner, a dream that you have, whatever manifestation, you have to understand that we are one. You're one with that manifestation. You're one with those things that you want. That is the bigger picture. And that's why you should have trust, and it's worth waiting for. It is. We think time is it's like this really big, insurmountable thing, when really it's a man-made concept, and it exists in the 3D. When you're taking care of all of the areas of your life that are important to you, which is also part of looking at the big picture and also part of this we are all one, the waiting, it's not a big deal. It's when we're not in that. We're noticing this Five of Cups. We're noticing the cups that are spilt over. We're noticing we don't have a partner. We're noticing we don't have our dream job. We're noticing we don't look our best. Rather than getting out there and putting in the work and whatever aspects of life are important to you. I know you don't just want your dream partner. I know you don't just want a big mansion. I know you don't just want one thing or another. You want all of it. We all do. Honestly, we all do. So it's really important to make sure you're focusing on multiple aspects of your life while you're waiting for this. Because if, whatever's going on, it honestly feels like it's destined for you. So rather than put in tons and tons of effort into doing law of attraction techniques, you can visualize it. It helps me so much, with my partner. If I'm not talking to him, or if we're having issues, it helps me to visualize being with him and visualize things going good. It really, really helps. But when something is destined for you, honestly, you can just trust and wait, and it will come to you. I truly believe that. a lot of law of attraction teachers won't tell you that, and maybe they don't believe that, but I do believe in destiny. And I think whatever this is about is destiny. It just seems really obvious based off of all these cards that are coming out. Okay, let's get a little bit more. Release. I release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. I'm really focused on the last part. Okay, so we all know about releasing, okay? We all know about that kind of stuff. We always hear that a lot in readings, right? About releasing negativity, release what no longer serves you. Release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. That means we think those things that didn't serve us, we thank them for their lessons. If the job that you thought was going to be your dream job isn't panning out and you need to release it, thank the universe, thank whomever for the lessons that taught you. That's part of what love is. Stay focused on what you do want, okay? Because that's what is going to get you through these times, is that focus, and staying focused on what you truly want. Because if you want, say, this person, this dream, this whatever, it doesn't mean you don't need to put any work in it at all, but stay focused on what's important. Stay focused on the multiple things in your life that are important, not just one thing, especially not just this person or this job, whatever. Inner Earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. I really like that. Because, I specifically wanted this reading to be for difficult times, right? And of course, we get a card that comes out, you'll survive this. So new solutions and beginnings. So I feel like once you can stay focused, release that which no longer serves you with love and gratitude, you're going to end up kind of intuitively finding solutions to your problems in regards to this situation, okay? It's not going to be something you're going to need to overthink. I feel like it's going to just come to you, especially get that with Inner Earth. We have release, which is a very internal type of thing, although it can do with some physical. We have stay focused, which all this has to do with like an internal structure. And then we have Inner Earth. So this seems more like an inner job than anything else. So get grounded, okay? Wow. So Inner Earth, connect with nature. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Get grounded. You want to be realistic about where this is going, where you're going. Okay, love came out. I did a reading for myself earlier and that same card came out. Beautiful. Yeah, connect with nature. Find ways to kind of soothe yourself and get in a realistic and real authentic energy, just nature. You don't need to be around a lot of people. And if you can't get in nature, or you're not really motivated to, I know sometimes we listen to readings and they suggest things and we don't actually do it. Even turning on like some nature noises, maybe holding on to some crystals, maybe being around flowers, maybe, I don't know, just kind of bringing nature to you as much as you can. But getting grounded is really important in order to align with these solutions. I think that when you do that, that's when you'll get these solutions. Oh, wow. Intimacy. We have love and intimacy. Okay, so everybody who has tuned into this reading, I think you're dealing with some love stuff, okay? Wow, intimacy is so beautiful. This is like the Two of Cups, but like so much more beautiful. I'm going to give you a good look at this picture. It's absolutely stunning. I love these energies. I love how I feel when I look at this. You're going to come together with the things that you want, with the people you want. Look, so he's looking at her, like in the picture too, it's kind of weird, with longing, and she's not even noticing him, which is kind of like a sad card with love. But we see that longing, and then the get grounded card, and then after with intimacy. So it's like a progression here. So I do want to get a couple of these little cards I have, these little, oops, I just want to see. These are specifically for love since we had so much love stuff. You are super hot, really? I love kissing you. I'm going to pick one more. Okay. So I'm going to read these. Okay. I get why these came out, because at first I was just like, wow, that's shallow. You're super hot. But like, look at the man in the picture. Like I was saying, it's like he's longing for this beautiful woman that he can't have. So this might be where you are right now. Like maybe you're with someone that is totally into you for your appearance, or maybe they're just not really, they're not really sensing the depth of the potential of this connection. And you might be, okay? But there's a progression. I love kissing you. Kissing is such an intimate thing. I've said this to my friends. I've had this conversation. How kissing these days is more intimate than sleeping with somebody. And so this is like this progression when you can get grounded and you can connect. That's moving this into the future. And then I'd fall apart if I didn't have your love and support. That really goes with intimacy, doesn't it, guys? For some reason, I just felt drawn to getting those. So I'm going to end with one of Teal's wands. This is the blind spot deck. I'm going to read from the book. They can get a little long, so we'll see if we end up getting a card that has a long explanation. But this will be what the collective is not seeing about their current situation. What is it that the viewers watching are not seeing about their situation? Okay, this one, 59. So let's read what this says. We'll see if this is a really long explanation. Either way, I'm going to read it. Let's just, even if it's 4 pages long, let's get into it, because this is good information. Okay, projection. If you have drawn the sigil, you are projecting onto someone else. We are born relationally dependent. Being born relationally dependent into families that socialize us into a society that is not yet fully evolved spells trouble. Basically, we learn that some aspects of ourselves are acceptable and others are not. Wow, guys, that reminds me of that Two of Cups. So, by the way, I'm going to interject with my thoughts as I read this. So, with the Two of Cups in the reverse and this intimacy here, you may think like your partner isn't being intimate with you, and you may be wanting more. You may be, again, like I said, dealing with like kind of an F-boy situation, or maybe a cheater or someone who just isn't, they don't seem to want love the way that you do. But understand that you are the one that is manifesting the intimacy issues. You are scared of intimacy in some way, even if you feel like you're begging for it. You want it so bad, you feel like you're so ready. There's a part within you that is at odds. But let's read more into this, okay? The aspects of ourselves that are seen as unacceptable, both positive and negative, are rejected by our family, and the aspects that are seen as acceptable are not. So, being relationally dependent in the name of survival, we will do anything we can to disown, deny, and suppress those aspects in ourselves that are disapproved of, while exaggerating those that are approved of. We dissociate from what we disapprove of. This creates a split within the person that we call the conscious and the subconscious. This self-preservation instinct is in fact our first act of self-rejection. For example, a child is born into a family where anger is not an okay emotion to express. When the child gets angry, they are shamed for that anger, so the child suppresses and denies their anger for the sake of survival within the household. But the anger doesn't really go away. They just consciously deny it. It becomes subconscious. As an adult, this person will most likely not have any awareness that they have any anger in them at all. They will not and cannot see themselves clearly because they have denied that aspect of themselves. So when people tell them that they are angry, they will not relate to that at all. They will probably only relate to themselves as easygoing. When we deny, suppress, or disown something, it doesn't disappear. It just fades from our awareness. To acknowledge it brings up the same fear of rejection, and so it makes us feel like we're going to die. We often overcompensate for whatever trait we have denied. For example, the person who suppressed the aspect of themselves that is a striver becomes apathetic. The person who suppressed the aspect of themselves that was apathetic is such a striver. They excel at everything. So what do? We attract people into our lives who mirror both extremes within us so that we have the opportunity to be aware of our own dichotomy. Wow. So you may actually have manifest people in your life that are really clingy to, that want a lot of intimacy that maybe you're not comfortable with, in addition to maybe manifesting someone that doesn't want to be intimate the way that you do. The law of attraction responds to both extremes. We are a perfect match to them, even though they seem to be the opposite of us, because that denied self is still part of us and is therefore subject to the law of attraction. Both our partners, or those who are closest to us, tend to be our opposing mirror. They reflect the attribute we suppressed, and we reflect the aspect that they suppressed. This means the person who is apathetic will end up with a success freak, and both of them will be caused pain by the other because each is a reminder of the rejected aspect of themselves. They reflect to each other each of their lost selves. The crucial thing to understand is that we can see the things in other people that we are totally unaware of in ourselves. This is the essence of projection. When we see negative aspects of ourselves that we denied in other people, it causes us to feel triggered. We have the same reaction to it that we had in ourselves long ago. Reject it, hate it, get rid of it, avoid it. When we see positive aspects of ourselves that we woefully denied in other people, it causes us to fall in love. Oh, that got me really emotional for some reason. I don't know why. It's a very strong response to what she said. So I'm going to reread it again, guys. When we see positive aspects of ourselves that we woefully denied in other people, it causes us to fall in love. It feels like our opportunity to become more whole. We want more of it. We become addicted to it. We glorify it and put it on a pedestal and even idolize it. The sigil has come to remind you that any extreme aversion to a trait in another person is a reflection of the level of rejection you develop towards a trait or the potential of that trait within yourself. The more you hate something in someone else, the more you rejected it within yourself long ago. The more you love something in someone else, the more you disowned it in yourself long ago. Projection has become one of the biggest cop-outs and deflection techniques of all time. It's a really good way to never have to take an objective look at yourself. We can simply say you're projecting to anyone who approaches you with a negative aspect that they see in you. But if you have drawn this sigil, you are actually projecting. You need to become totally conscious of what you have disowned within yourself in order to create improvement in the situation at hand. Be brave enough to recognize your own reflection in the mirror called life. Wow, guys. Oh man, that is powerful stuff right there. I absolutely love this deck. I love her messages. I think that it really gets deep into our subconscious shadow. So yeah, this is why we're having intimacy issues. So I'm feeling drawn to drawing 2 more cards and then calling it a day. If anybody is still watching, thank you. I'm happy that if you're watching this far, that you're getting a message that is really important for you. Love is all around you. There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. So this is very much part of the law of attraction. You want to be thankful and to recognize what is around you. If you want this intimacy with this person, besides focusing on what we were just talking about with the projection sigil, you want to notice where love is around you, where in every aspect. Like, I'm holding on to my gecko, and she's so cuddly and so sweet, and some people may not call that love, but I think that's very close-minded. She loves me, and you know, there's love in, you know, this candle that was made by somebody. There's love in, you know, obviously your friends and your family, your community, and in multiple aspects. So you really want to appreciate that, which is love. It'll call more love into you. And finally, we'll close off with this miracle of nature. Thank you, angels, for helping me to reconnect through nature and fresh air. Okay, so we did have that get grounded, connect with nature, and then right by this miracle of nature. So yeah, I think also with love is all around us. The universe is really asking for us to go out and to really be in nature. I said maybe you don't have to be, but when it gets reiterated, it makes me feel like for the best possible outcome, find a way to connect to nature, guys. Find a way to go out and even just meditate, take a walk, whatever. I mean, it could be 10, 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be some all-day thing, but I think it'll really help you come to terms with some of these things in this reading. Some of your questions you can ask the universe right when you step out to go for that walk or step into that meditation. Say, universe, I want to know the answer to blank, or what's going on with blank. I want healing. I want, you know, set an intention is what I'm saying. And you'll be really surprised what kind of things pop into your mind, especially if you can kind of let go and not get obsessed with the current situation. You know, when we meditate and all of that, we don't want to get too overly caught up in whatever's actually happening. We want to let our minds kind of be in the present and then see what comes to our mind naturally, comes to our mind without us having to push it. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I actually thought this was a really beautiful reading, really great messages here, and I hope that you guys got something out of it, and I would love to hear your comments. And if you'd like to like the video, that would be great too, and hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And if you're interested in a private reading, the information is in the description box. But that's all, guys. I love you.